What up? This is the United Underground, and I'm here with Dkgmac. What's good, man?
Yo, what's good, bro?
How you doing?
I'm doing pretty good. What about you?
I'm doing pretty good myself. So tell us a little bit about yourself, where you're from, and what initially got you into making music.
So, my name is Dkgmac. My actual name is Malachi, but I don't like that name. I am from Los Angeles, California. I am 15 years old, and basically, what got me into music was my mom joined this one rap group back in 2016 that were called The Beloved One. Shout out to them. I'm actually going on tour with them in a few weeks. But they got me into music because they were like, hey, let's get you on a feature because we want you. You seem like you could be a rapper. And they never got me on a feature, but they got me to write a verse and I posted it on YouTube, got a couple hundred views. And, that just motivated me. So I just kept going and going. But then in 2022, I almost gave up. And I did give up. I straight up just like deleted everything off Spotify, like just pretty much wiped myself from existence. And I came back, what was it, July 2023 under the name Dkgmac. And here we are.
Okay. That's cool. And who would you say your top three inspirations are?
Well, number one would probably be my mom. Number two would be Odatari, and number three would probably be Justin Bieber, mainly because of how young he was when he blew up.
Okay. You feel like blowing up young is very inspirational to you?
Not only is it inspirational, but I feel like by looking at his interviews too, I can relate a lot because both blew up at around the same age. Like we both started getting attention at around the same age, and it brought pros and cons. So, and he explains that pretty well. So, I like seeing like the interviews and stuff, and that really motivates me to just continue going to get to, possibly the level that he's at.
Okay. Talked a little bit about what got you into music, but what pushes you to keep going?
I just I want to keep, well, first and foremost, spreading the word of God. Two, I want to make a living off of music also, and, just help my mom out and help my family out. And I mean, it's working. And I just like, I don't want to have a 9 to 5 because that sounds like a horrible life. It really is.
No, for real. So you mentioned spreading the word of God. I had gotten done with an interview recently with Jesus Loves Shadow, and he said that he was working with you. You want to speak on that?
Yeah, we got a song coming out pretty soon. It's called Satan's Curse. It's gonna be me, Jesus Love Shadow, and Kayla G. I'm just waiting for Kayla G to send her verse back.
I should be interviewing her soon too. That's cool. What messages do you try to convey in your music?
Mainly, and I kind of chilled back on this one because it is a bit hypocritical on my end. Running from lust and mainly just spiritual warfare. Those two I've been trying to strongly convey with my, music.
Okay. Advice would you have for other smaller artists just starting out or trying to find their sound?
Do not clout ride. And I know some people, like, I made that mistake. I tried to clout ride off of like TikTok edit music or whatever, and I flopped because there's already enough of it. You're not gonna blow up off of that. Well, and if you do, you're just gonna get a short-term fan base who's gonna find another artist in a good couple months, and oh my gosh, it's them, and they'll just completely forget about you. I have a friend that happened to him. He goes by the name of Lil XXL. He made a song called LMK, and like a lot of people just ignored the rest of his music because that was his top single and people just only listened to that one song. And that's kind of what blowing up on TikTok does to you at one point, if I'm being honest.
You feel like a lot of people fall off after
Yeah.
falling short of TikTok
Yeah.
music.
And another advice too, you have to keep, and if you do blow up off of TikTok, you have to make longevity for yourself. You have to be able to last. You have to play around with different styles. Now, the biggest mistake that I ever made was when I blew up off of my song Tongue Tie, which now has millions of streams. The biggest mistakes I did was just completely switching my genre. I completely switched. I went from Tongue Tie, which was like pop rap, to just like corridos and norteñas and just all this Mexican music. And people were confused because most of my fan base was white. And then they just stopped listening to my music. And I fell off. This was back in 2021. I was around 12 or 13. And that's when I had, originally quit.
Wow. Okay. Well, do you feel like going on and doing all those different things is like not for you and you should just mainly stigmatize yourself to maybe one or two things?
Um, I would say be careful the way that you navigate genres because you don't want to be like Lil Wayne who tried to make a rock album and failed miserably. You
Damn.
want to be, I mean, it's honesty. He tried to, I still remember, I was younger when that happened, but he tried to make a rock album and it did not sell like he wanted it to. And that's the thing. Some artists think, oh, look, I have a rap fan base. Maybe they'll like rock music. And then it turns out they do not. And they hate it and they like, you get bashed for it. And that's kind of what happened to me. So you got to really be careful the way that you switch genres. I'd say if you want to switch from maybe, let's just say, I don't know, rap to rock. Do something in the middle of both. Start slowly gravitating over. What people haven't noticed is that I switched over from Jerk to Crush Club to OD Core in a matter of 2.5 months, and nobody noticed. I slowly started changing the style. One song would be my first song ever under Dkgmac was a Jerk song. It was called Peon with Sad Boy Shaq, and from there, I just slowly gravitated my sound over to Crush Club, and then from there, I slowly gravitated over to Odiecore. And that's, I mean, that's still a work in progress, but it's working. And that's probably the best way to switch genres without throwing everyone off. Like, just do something that's like not too far from what you're trying to switch to, but not too close to what you already were.
Things you don't like about the underground.
But yeah, basically, people are just okay. You got to keep your circle small. That's one thing you definitely have to do. Keep your circle small because if you get too many, see, the thing is, I made that mistake. I tried getting connected with everybody and I tried getting close to everybody, and it was just it was a train wreck. It was horrible because these people didn't, they didn't really know me like that. And they just, a lot of them have egos and they don't, a lot of them are socially awkward too. They don't know how to communicate with people. So they come off as weird and their ego, of course. So they're just going to switch up on you when they feel like they don't need you for their career. I've seen it with my own eyes and I've experienced it. It's happened so many times. And I mean, it's unfortunate that it happens, but it happens.
What is something you think you can improve on as an artist?
Definitely my mixing, definitely my writing skills, definitely the way that I promote, definitely the way, I mean, there's always room for growth. And that's, I have a growth mindset. That's what I believe in. I believe in growth. So the way that I act sometimes too, because, I get super hyper and maybe once in a while I'll say something that I regret. And, it's just like, I just need on my character. I need to work on myself. And something I had to realize is if I'm trying to become somebody professional or trying to become somebody famous, I have to surround myself with people like that. It says that even, in the Bible, bad company corrupts good character. It corrupts good morals. So, like, why would I be around people who have bad character if I'm trying to grow? You know what I mean?
Real.
Like, I got to surround myself with the right people because it
Do you
really,
feel like you fall short of that? Like you've been surrounding yourself with negative people pretty
yeah.
much?
Yeah, a lot of people in this industry think very negative and they'll constantly put you down. I know somebody who did that to me for the longest, and I allowed it to happen because I thought they were cool. They put me down for the longest. Oh, your music is trash. Your music is like, they would just say so much smack about me, and it got to a point where I was like, are they really my friend, or are they just there to make fun of me and talk smack about me because they get something out of it? You know?
Yeah. No, that's understandable. You said something about briefly you had told me about your distro kid getting wiped. What was up
Oh,
with that?
Oh, DistroKid wiped my stuff clean because of an editorial discretion. They basically thought that I faked the feature with What's a Heart, which is somebody that I work with. They thought I faked the feature with What's a Heart, and I told him, he was like, "Dude, just tell them to send me something. I'll get it cleared." And I was like, "Dude, they won't do it." So they not only wiped my music off of all platforms, including TikTok, they also robbed me out of $2,000, and it got so serious that a lot of people were on it because I'm not the only person that they've done this to. They've done this to Doo-Wop Kane. They did this to my friend. They've done this to many, many, many people, and it's becoming an issue.
Interesting. Do you think they might resolve this issue in the future?
I mean, if they're doing it for the sole purpose of getting money, then probably not. But if this is, if they're genuinely buggy like that, then they might, and I hope they do. I've been spam emailing them because $2,000 as a 15-year-old is not an easy amount to lose, especially after putting hundreds into promo. Like, I don't want
Right.
to, I don't want to sound like I'm bragging or anything, but I deserve it. I need that money because I was gonna live off of that. Not really live off of that, but I was gonna continue my music career off of that. I've invested a lot of money, and for them just to keep my money like that is not only not fair, but that's just like scummy on their end.
Right. What other distribution would you move to if DistroKid's not the way?
I do have a pending contract, like not I haven't signed it yet with In Groups. They are owned by Universal Music Group. I might gravitate over to them because they're pretty good. I rock with them. They're pretty good people. Like, you know, like
So it's a
they
small group of people, you would say, that runs this?
it's ran by Universal, so it's not really a small group, but they're better than, they're not just open to the public. They have to hit you up about it or you have to like get accepted.
That's
Yeah.
interesting. Well, do you have any releases that you just recently dropped or any planned releases that you have coming soon?
Well, I do. I mean, I just did a song with my friend What's a Heart, and I have a song with Jesus Love Shadow and Kayla G coming out. I have a song with Universe's Karma coming out. I'm currently working on getting a song with Remove Face. Odatari told me he'd give me a feature, but I mean, he hasn't really hit me back on it. I understand though, because he does get busy, and I've seen how busy he gets. I have a song coming out with I think I already said Jesus Love Shadow, and then one of his friends too, and then this producer by the name of Prod Xerxes. So shout out to him.
All right. Well, if anybody has any questions or anything they'd like to say to Dkgmac, now is your opportunity to join the stage. I'll give them a second. If not, we'll go ahead and move on. Somebody said, to be honest, DistroKid did you dirty.
Yeah, they did. Nah, they did. They really did, bro. It's crazy how they just like they straight up. I mean, they robbed me at one point. That's what they did because then they can't say that, oh, it was because you're not legal or anything. No, my mom put her tax information on there. She put all that stuff on there. So for them to try to pull any excuse, it's not gonna work because I have all the documentation to prove it, and like that's not fair.
Yeah, it's
I
not.
don't, I don't understand why they would do that. It's
What?
not fair. It's dumb.
So behind your name, why did you come up with that name in specific? What are the syllables of DKG?
DKG is Demon Killer Gang. It's more of like a you can't well biblically you can't kill a demon. It's more of a metaphor of casting them out. It is like mainly. I mean, that's what I focus on, spiritual warfare, because that's possibly one of the best topics you could talk about in a Christian hype song. You know?
Okay. And then I've heard of that before. Is it a part of a group?
Yeah.
Do you want to talk more about it?
Yeah. Hold on. Give me a second. So the two members alongside me are DKG Kai and DKG Ku. They're pretty cool. They're like Ku is barely blowing up, but DKG Kai is pretty known. So yeah, they're the two members of the
You
group. They're
fall
pretty
somewhere
chill.
in the middle, you would say? Kind of. Okay. No, that's pretty cool. So, overall, is there anything that you would like to say to anybody in general? Fans, family, haters, people who don't know you?
First and foremost, to my family, I love them. Like I've they've gotten me through everything. I have just they've been there for me through it all. So I cannot thank them enough. And to my haters, I don't understand why you hate me, but thank you for the views. And to my fans, man, I love you guys so much. I can't stress that enough. Y'all are the main reason why I'm even here, why I'm where I am today. You know, like I appreciate them so much. I truly do.
Are there any other people? That's it?
Hold on, I see somebody. I see somebody in the comments. They said, "Hi, I love you, Mac. I love you too, bro." But mm, uh, probably I want to give. Okay, I want to give a special thanks. I know I already said family, but to my mom because she's the only parent that I really have left. She works all every day, and she's trying to do her best to allow us to you know eat and have food and have clothes and all the necessities. that a human needs, And I can't thank her enough for all the hard work that she does because I could never repay her.
And to the people who don't know about you, what would you say about to them?
Shoot, follow me on Instagram and get to know me. Somebody
Alrighty.
in the chat said they want to get let up.
They don't know what to say. I'm trying to move on. All right. So appreciate you for coming on. And yeah, thank you for
It's an
tapping in
honor.
with the United Underground.
It's an honor,
This
bro.
was the
Thank you.
United Underground, and I was here with Dkgmac. That's a wrap. Alrighty, we are done with that. Send me a photo of you, a good one, and then
Uh,
a video clip of like your music, a snippet, Thriller, TikTok. I don't care.
uh, yeah, and then that Heart's #1 fangirl person want to join.
I'll load her up now, but we're done with the interview.
Yeah.
Can you hear me or do I sound
Yeah,
weird?
I can hear you.
Okay. I honestly don't know what to say, to be honest. Cause
Just say hi. I don't know.
um, wait, I got a question for you.
Okay, go ahead.
When did you start music?
Well, I started making music when I was 4, but like in July is when I really started taking it serious. July of this year.
Sorry for the background noise. I'm getting ready for a volleyball game, so
Oh, okay. I hope you do well.
thank you.
All right. And how do you know me?
I was going through what's a heart Instagram story, and I saw that he reposted your story, so then I started following you. And
Mm.
that's how I met you.
Well, thank you. I appreciate you.
You got people
Thank you.
everywhere.
Wait, what did you say?
She said, "Thank you." I said, "You got people everywhere fucking with you, for real."
Yeah.
All right. Well, it was nice doing the interview with you finally, and yeah, that's all that I have today. I think Rain. If I hit you up again, you're gonna have to slap me in the face. But yeah, that's pretty much it. I'm going back to VC. And as for y'all, I appreciate all of y'all for tuning in. This was the United Underground, and that's a wrap.